Writing has been within us as people for as long as time has existed. From books, music, films, and video games, writing is something that has been practiced throughout our history. It can be your school papers, the text messages you write, and for me, writing ideas down. Yet why is it that when I wake up, cold shower, get my coffee game going, and prepare myself mentally to write the most inspired work I ever thought of, this happens? What the fuck just happened?
I'll tell you what happened.
I suffer from writer's block just like everybody else. Writing can be the greatest thing in the world when you believe in your own ideas and literally the worst self-esteem ruining shit to ever pain you when you don't. Regardless if I want to make a movie or make a video, I always suffer the writing stage first. Now I could point to various reasons to why it's hard. Our phones, text messages, social media, literally anything can get you out of the creative workflow of writing and suffering. I always preach not to make excuses, and yet there's always a reason to why I can't write. I always say some bullshit like, oh, I'm not feeling that motivated. You know what? I'll let the ideas come to me. Clearly something needs to change. Today I'm locking away my phone, blocking myself out of social media, and locking myself in my office with the only things I truly need: paper, pens, and a laptop that can be used to write. Oh, and the kicker is, I'm gonna need to spend the next 2 hours in here. The challenge is simple. I'm gonna need to come out of this room with a movie idea. It doesn't matter how trash or whack the idea is, it has to be complete. Everybody talks about procrastination being the killer of creativity, and today, we're gonna see if that's even true. Camera 1, webcam. Camera 2. Yeah, let's go. When I started, I only realized then and there what I truly got myself into. I was truly locked in the office where I had no choice but to do the very thing I procrastinate on in the daily. I had no ideas to write, and the blinking line on my monitor just kept on blinking. In situations like these, I resort to what I know works, which is getting my body moving with a pen. Alright, so just as I expected, there's nothing coming out of my head right now for any ideas. So basically, I'm gonna need to do something else. If I can rapid fire at least like 5 shitty ideas, I think I can come up with something sophisticated. I wrote down literally the first 5 ideas that came to my head, no matter how trash they were, which even in itself was a mental challenge. 5 ideas, 5 ideas, 5 ideas. I have to have something in 2 hours. One more. Come on, God. Come on. Fucking one more. But once I wrote them down and narrowed it in my head, suddenly I had an idea to work with. So I was down myself for the last 20-25 minutes in here. I don't know. Time is a concept of reality. I had 2 ideas. I just did not know what to do with them. I just wrote down simply what I want out of idea A and what I want out of idea B. I think idea B just clicks me more creatively. Big progress, guys. After that began the long, painstaking task of writing down the outline for the idea, and this is where things really started to get challenging. Guys, you realize I can't even have any music in here? I'm kind of hearing none of my conscious thoughts in my mind in this imprisonment of an office. What was I thinking? There were so many lulls in these 2 hours where I felt my mind shut down when it was momentarily out of ideas, which happened more times than I would like to admit. I hope every writer that watches this video relates to what I'm going through right now. Because I'm literally going through war and conflict. All I can focus on is fighting my egotistical brain to write something that clearly is rejecting everything. The biggest thing that I confronted is how much I relied on distractions like YouTube and social media, because the lack of those factors really gave me serious withdrawals. You'll go on your phone just to distract yourself. You play video games because you have nothing better to do. You watch Netflix because you don't want to think about your life's troubles. Is this what prison feels like? I think you guys are witnessing a new personality come in here with me. It's I am going mentally crazy insane. But I decided to keep fighting on. I knew what I was writing was not gonna be Citizen Kane, but I had to finish what I started, so I kept on writing no matter what doubts got into my head. Wait, guys, okay, he's kind of like raising the stakes, so it's gonna happen this way. Driving really fast, that's really something he likes to do. Fuck logic, we're writing this shit. I have nothing but respect for actual writers right now. They deal with this shit on a day-to-day basis. They deserve the big bucks. I'm clearly a director. I am not a writer. So after more writing and more writing lulls, I did exactly what I set out to do. I wrote a detailed outline for a film idea. Oh my god. There's 2 hours! We're done! Yes! I see the prophecy. The end of an era. So after all that painstaking writing, what happened? What did I end up creating? So I'm holding a very confidential film idea in my hands. Something called Untitled Video Game Control Idea. A 9-to-5 worker hates his life and yet enjoys playing a video game, something like GTA 5, and wishes his life was more exciting. He wakes up only to literally be controlled by somebody else as if it were a video game, and he can only react to his actions. From there, he starts carjacking, meeting a group of people who are also being controlled, and then start doing heists together that can risk the innocent lives of many. They proceed to find a way to prevent this. Listen, I could go on further, but here's the point. This is not my best film idea, and it probably has a billion plot holes to it, but writing Oscar gold was never the point. The fact is, sometimes it's literally about vomiting out your idea to a piece of paper in order to start editing it, which can resemble it into something of a good idea. One of my favorite books, Creativity Inc.'s whole entire idea revolves on the fact that if you give a great idea to a mediocre team, it will be mediocre. But if you give a mediocre idea to a great team, they'll turn it into something great. Yes, my idea makes no sense and probably resembles something like Free Guy way too much, but there's something for me to work with if I choose to do so. And most of all, I was able to prove that if you cut out all the useless distractions, like your 90th check of Instagram or YouTube, you can really achieve more than you can ever imagine. So even though the writer's room is a war zone of highs and lows, try this. It may not be your best idea, but it's a starting point. So write your dream project down, no matter how trash it seems. You never know what you can edit it into.